Hey, what's up guys? It's Corey here with Dapper Dollars, and today we're going to talk about why I think Vuzix is going to $75 a share from what we just heard on the Q4 2020 earnings call. You ready? Let's get started. So, this channel is all about using the online income opportunities like Merch by Amazon and Etsy to build our income online and invest this income in things like the stock market and real estate. If that sounds like something you're interested in, like and subscribe, and let's get started. So, this Q4 2020 earnings call from Vuzix was probably one of the most value-packed earnings calls I've listened to in a while. From this earnings call, we learned that Vuzix in Q4 of 2020 had the best quarter of their entire business. And this comes on the back of obviously everything that happened in 2020, but some major things that they have done business-wise as well. So let's get into what exactly happened on this conference call, the things they have coming up in the future, and why I think it is going to $75 in the future. So, like we said, the Q4 of 2020 was one of the best best quarter for earnings in Vuzix history. They did $4.2 million in revenue, had year-over-year growth in the quarter of 117%. That is incredible. And obviously this is a great reason for them to have this be the best quarter of Vuzix's history. Now, they also added 1,000 customers, which led to over 100% increase in overall customers as well. And that is not including follow-on orders that they had with 2020 as well. So what were the most popular selling products of 2020 for Vuzix? Because as you know, they have multiple products. They have the M400, which was their most popular. The M400 is the most basic and what they started with in the Vuzix series. It goes over the eye and has a small LED screen that is projected on, and it is basically, not a monitor, it's basically an eye patch with a screen on it. But it has a ton of great capabilities. It can take 4K pictures, it can stream HD video, it has one of the best resolutions out there, has audio so you can have a conference call while you're wearing this. So like we've talked about with Vuzix before, this is what makes them so popular. You are able to look at something, project the video to someone else who is seeing it, they can call you, and you can talk in real time about what you are seeing because you can both now see it. And this is a completely hands-free augmented reality device because most companies out there are not able to actually bring a fully hands-free device. It usually has a wire going from the headset down to your hand, and then that's how you would take pictures. But with the Vuzix M400, you can press buttons, you can do voice commands and everything like that, and your calls go straight through this device. Now, the M4000 is their upgraded version of this. This is what would be considered a monocle. It is a piece of glass that is over your eye that has a OLED projection on it, which means it is the picture that you're seeing is overlaid over or an LED overlay on the glasses. And so with this, you're able to have more of a field of view because it's not covering your eye, it just has a piece of glass over your eye that has the information projected on it. So the M400 was their most popular. The M4000 is coming up and is being rolled out to other customers that are accepting it. And it is being a little bit more widely embraced because it does offer the better field of view and you're able to see more clearly instead of just having something covering one of your eyes. Now, the Blade is what Vuzix is coming out with next. They already have these out, but it is what most people think of whenever they think of augmented reality. It is basically a pair of glasses, or it is a pair of glasses that you can put on and you can see what is projected on the lenses of your glasses. You have, again, the ability to talk with someone who is able to see what you're seeing, streaming in HD, taking 4K pictures, everything like that. So these are the fully loaded version of augmented reality, and these are being rolled out to people like Verizon and the medical community in the future, and we'll talk about the Verizon partnership in just a second. But this is where they are as far as which products are selling best for Vuzix and where we can see them moving in the future. Obviously, we would like for everyone to be wearing the full-on augmented reality glasses. However, the M400, where it's just basically an eye patch, is one of the most popular with the customers that they have right now. And so anyway, that's where they're at. That's their most popular product. And we're going to move on. So they did 3.7 million in products sold for Vuzix. Actually, let me make sure that's right. Yes, they did $3.7 million worth of Vuzix glasses sold in Q4 2020. That is insane because, like they mentioned on the conference call, it took them 3 quarters to do that amount in the past. But in Q4 2020, they did it in 1 quarter. So in 1 quarter, they did what took them previously 3 quarters to do in the past. That's just insane. It shows the broad market acceptance of augmented reality, the future that Vuzix is bringing into the present, and the wide acceptance of everything that they have going on. Now, we look at the total addressable market of Vuzix and what they talked about on the conference call. They are expanding to multiple countries, which means that they are going through multiple different multiple different verticals in multiple different countries. So Vuzix is in the enterprise market, the medical market, and the retail warehouse market. So this is incredible if they're in all of these markets in multiple different countries, because that means that the total addressable market that they're looking at in the future is going to be in the millions of glasses sold per year. That is just, I mean, it's stunning. It is stunning to think about the growth that they're looking to experience in the future. And all of this does seem very possible given what Vuzix has done and the growth that they're experiencing, especially going into Q1 of 2021 as well. So we look at December 1st as the end of their Q4 2020. We also saw that there was a huge order from one of the largest retail warehouses in I think the US, in North America for sure, but might be in the US as well. And this company did place follow-on orders as well. And they are using these M400 glasses to do warehouse training and supply shipping for their employees. So this shows that M400 glasses from Vuzix are being widely adopted in the fulfillment and distribution industry. Who do you know that's in the fulfillment and distribution industry that likes to capitalize on making things easier and streamlining processes? Well, I'll give you a hint. He just stepped down as the CEO of one of the largest general fulfillment companies in America. I'll let you think on that for a minute. His name rhymes with Bezos? Yeah, that's a good one. Anyway, that was a terrible joke. I'm sorry. Anyway, going on to the next vertical that Vuzix is a part of. They are also helping companies in the mining industry of Rio Tinto. Rio Tinto came out with one of their quarterly reports, and they mentioned Vuzix as a necessity in upcoming business ventures because Vuzix was able to give them a way to do basically hands-off mining exploration in the future, because they're able to essentially send a drone down or talk with people who are in the mine or people who aren't in the mine can talk to people who are in the mine because they have the M400 or the M4000 or the Vuzix Blade on. I don't know, they didn't really mention that part, but it makes it so that the people who either don't want to go into the mine or it's not safe can send a drone down into the mine, or the person who is in the mine doesn't have to call someone on the phone or try to explain what they're seeing. They can instead turn on these Vuzix glasses and project that onto someone else's computer or someone else's glasses as well. So this is a massive benefit for Vuzix moving forward. And now let's move on to the medical industry of Vuzix, which we have done a lot of talking about here on this channel. In my opinion, this is probably one of the largest vectors of growth for Vuzix in the future because they are bringing such an impactful product at such a necessary time. The glasses for Vuzix have done a lot to increase the availability of procedures to other countries, as well as increase the safety for people to pursue medical professions here in the US, because in 2021 they rolled out, or Vuzix let us know that people who are looking to become doctors have to shadow doctors, and in order for that to happen they have to go into hospitals, and given the whole 2020 situation, a lot of people have not been allowed into hospitals or very stringent requirements are placed on them. Instead, They now get a pair of Vuzix glasses, whether it's the M400 or the Vuzix Blade, and they're able to see what the doctor is seeing. And from what Vuzix talked about on this conference call, this has led to exponential growth within the medical industry as well as the EMT industry, because this means that people are able to possibly students are able to shadow more than one doctor a day. They don't have to drive to multiple doctors. They can just turn on their computer or turn on their glasses themselves and see what they're seeing, and it gives them a much better field of view because you are able to literally see what someone is actually looking at. You're not having to look over the person's shoulder and try to see what they're seeing or look around their hands. Instead, you're able to see from that person's point of view what they're doing and what they're talking about. And this also increases the safety and the virtual presence of doctors across hospitals in general, because doctors are able to be not in two places at once, but they're able to potentially they're able to have someone wear glasses, go see patients, and then give their opinion on the patients, and they're able to communicate with the people in the hospital more effectively and give their opinions and medical recommendations to more people in a shorter amount of time. Because the doctors aren't having to go from one wing of the hospital to the other. They can instead maybe go to a station in the hospital that has a computer, turn on the computer, open the Vuzix window, see what the person or nurse is seeing, and go from there. And if it is obviously something the doctor needs to see and put their hands on themselves, they can do that. However, Vuzix is making it much more safe for the doctors and patients and students overall with the medical application of these Vuzix glasses. So let's move on to one more aspect, and this was probably the most exciting for me, is the Verizon integration of Vuzix. Well, this is going to be very interesting and potentially one of the things that catapults Vuzix into the consumer industry, as well as makes it a almost business necessity moving forward. Because Vuzix is still pursuing a partnership with Verizon, where they are going to offer a EMT package where people who are in the EMT field would get a pair of Vuzix blades, and it would give them the situational awareness to go into a situation and be able to diagnose and understand what is going on much more accurately and effectively. And this is going to be a game changer because it is going to open up a whole new level of service and ability to care for patients that EMTs see. Because right now EMTs get on the scene, they know nothing about the patient that they're about to see. However, if someone is able to tell them, hey, you're going to see this person has this social security number or this driver's license number, they're likely able to pull up all of this the person's medical history on their glasses while they're wearing it and working on the patient. This is going to lead to much more effective and accurate patient care in the future from EMTs, and is going to give them more of a situational understanding holistically on the whole of what they're actually going to do that's going to help this patient, and that is going to be amazing for society as a whole. And remember, Vuzix is expanding all of this technology to multiple countries, so it is not just the US EMTs that are going to use this technology. It is likely going to be other technologies in the future. So the Verizon impact on Vuzix is going to be astronomical once they're able to get that done. And from the conference call, they said that is going to be mid-2021 when they're able to finally start rolling this out to the broader market. Now, there is also another aspect of Verizon that is going to add to Vuzix's market, and that is the Verizon's acquisition of Blue Jeans. And this is going to add to Vuzix's enterprise market, because Blue Jeans is an enterprise company that is mostly centered around warehouse and enterprise work. So this is since Verizon has acquired them and Vuzix is partnering with Verizon, Vuzix is very excited to be able to offer their products to a new company as well. So this is going to increase Vuzix's market as well. And now let's talk about something that is really going to boost this stock into the future, which is recurring revenue services. Now, if you know anything about me, you know that I love recurring revenue services, which is why I love Dropbox so much. If you aren't aware of Dropbox as a stock, I'll link to my video that I've done on Dropbox here that goes over why I love that stock. And I think the last one that I did was a Q4 earnings report. But Dropbox is a recurring revenue business, which means it is basically rock solid and indestructible unless they destroy themselves. So if Vuzix is able to capitalize on recurring revenue options through things like software and the things we're going to talk about in just a second, they're going to make themselves an even more resilient company in the future. So right now, Vuzix has partnered with Microsoft Teams, Zoom, and Skype Business to offer their video services to customers and enterprise businesses like that. So that means that when you use Vuzix with these companies, there is a kickback that Vuzix gets. So this is a recurring revenue service for Vuzix because they have the integration with these programs. So whenever someone uses Vuzix glasses of any kind for a Zoom call, Microsoft Teams, and Skype Business, this means that Vuzix is getting paid. So that's amazing because it's nothing that Vuzix has to do. They don't have to produce anything. There is no labor that they have to pay for. It is just free money coming to Vuzix, which is going to pay for more research and development in the future, or just add to cash flow in the business. And also, Vuzix mentioned on this conference call that they are working towards software as a service, or SaaS products for Vuzix that they see unaddressed in the market of augmented reality. Because right now, this is a very fresh market, and not many people have products or softwares that work with augmented reality effectively. And Vuzix, being so established and having the customer use that they have, are likely going to be able to understand the real needs in the augmented reality space, and are going to be able to create software as a service that is actually useful, that they know people need in the future. So if they're able to do this and sell this with their products, their glasses and the Vuzix Blade, then it is going to lead to a ton of profit for Vuzix in the future. So that's about it. And it was an insane conference call, as you can tell. There was a ton of information that came out, but all of this coming together is really, it just sets this company up to be at least a $5 to $8 billion company. And I don't know why people aren't investing more in this now. You see the stock continuing to go up. You see it getting mentioned on CNBC pretty regularly now. I think the market is wising up to where Vuzix is. However, I don't know if they know the true potential of where they're going because they haven't done the research like you and I have to see where this stock is going in the future. So I think that this stock still has a giant runway of growth in front of it. I think $75 a share within 5 years is way possible. I think $75 a share by at least 2 years from now is going to be possible if they keep their pedal to the metal like they are now. I think that if they're able to expand and do it even better, I think that $100 a share within 5 years is definitely possible as well. However, this is all just speculation, and we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. However, I think that the price target of $75 a share in the future is optimal and realistic. But anyway, this is my opinion about this conference call. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that if you are invested in Vuzix, you're still along for the ride. I would not sell anytime soon and just prepare for even more gains. Save up to buy the dip whenever we get another market correction. And anyway, I hope you guys are having a great week and have a great weekend. And just remember, someone is going to do something amazing every day, guys. Why not you? See you.